Hi everybody, this is Ariane Arsenault. Welcome back to my channel. It's the end of July at the time of filming and I just received a herb garden twin pack from Vego Garden or Vego Garden. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, sorry. French brain. So we're gonna go outside in the garden and I'm gonna unbox this herb garden and I'm gonna assemble it and set it up. I do have some nettle in my garden that I want to isolate because it will propagate and invade everything if I mix it in my other raised beds. And so I thought these were perfect to put my nettle. I will also make sure to put lots of cardboards on the bottom so that the roots also stay within the raised bed. So all right, let's take this box outside and see what's in there. First things first, let's take everything out of the box, take a look at all the pieces that are in it. I do have the instructions manual, as well as all the panels, the screws, the bolts, and the Vego Garden sticker. Taking a quick look at how to assemble it, although I've done it before, so I pretty much know what I'm gonna do. I decided to sit at my picnic table so that I would not be at ground level and be more comfortable. And the first thing you have to do when you get your raised bed is remove the protective peeling film. Just peel it off. I did have a corner that had a dent, so I fixed it with my pliers. That was probably something that happened during shipping, but they're very easy to fix. And then I take my corners and usually I take the nuts and bolts from top and bottom just to make sure everything is set nice in place, and then I fill in the middle screws. Once both sides are assembled, I place them together and repeat the same process. I attach the top, the bottom, and then fill in between. Once everything is placed by hand, I use the provided tool and a screwdriver just to make sure that everything is really nice and tight. These raised beds are supposed to last for about 20 years and you want them to be set properly and nicely. You don't want anything to come loose. Once all that is done, the only thing left to do is to put the protective liner all around of your raised bed. It's super easy to pop on, just like that. Just press and move across the top, and voila, I'm all done and ready to fill it with earth. We have lots of wood on our property, and when you fill your raised bed, it's always nice to fill the bottom with some organic material before adding your soil. And since we do have lots of fallen trees because of the high winds that we get in the fall, we use only fallen trees to heat our house. We do have a wood stove. Sometimes we do find a few rotten logs, and these are perfect for raised beds. So we can't use them when they are too rotten in the stove, but we can use them for gardening. So I also had a few wood scrap pieces that I added to fill in the voids between the logs, and then I complete by adding my soil. Black earth like this is not always enriched with compost, so I did have a bag that I mixed with it just to make sure that my nettle would be nice and fully nourished, filled with nutrients so that it could grow really nice. Although nettle will pretty much grow anywhere, I really wanted to have a nice and healthy patch of nettle, so I mixed everything well, added more soil, and then I like to water my soil before I do my transplants. Once my soil was nice and wet, I took my nettle shoots and transplanted them into the raised bed. They were in my other raised bed temporarily, but I really wanted to move them out of there before they spread and contaminate everything else. And because nettle is so hardy, I just pulled them out and plant them back, and then I trimmed them down so that they would focus on their roots. And in just a few weeks, and I will show you on the side of the screen, these will be fully grown back. Nettle is so hardy, you can pretty much do anything you want with it. It's super easy to transplant and propagate. And now moving on to the tomato planter. This one is nice. It's very small. You can pretty much move it all around. I started by placing the rolling wheels on the bottom, and it's a two-part compartment so that you can put the water in the bottom part and then it waters your plants from below. I am inserting the water indicator on the side and then just filling it with earth and a little bit of compost just to make sure that my Scots lovage, which I'm going to transplant in there in just a minute, are also very nice and nourished with all of these nice nutrients. Temporarily, I had placed my Scots lovage in my chamomile raised bed, but the chamomile was really overpopulating it. And voila, the Scots lovage now found its own home. I gave it a little bit of water and then I was all done. Voila, looking nice. You can see all the seeds and the leaves that look like parsley. Ta-da! And voila, my raised bed is fully assembled. This one is the 17-inch, the double herb garden raised beds from Vego Garden. By the way, I would like to thank them for sending these completely free of charge so that I could assemble them and review them for my audience. I do have affiliate links down below in the description box if you would like to purchase some of these items, either the small or the big raised beds. I have a link for Canada and a link for US customers. If you're a gardener or a soap maker that would like to include botanicals in their products. The main difference between the small herb garden and my huge raised beds is definitely the time it takes to assemble, and these are so much easier. I could get this done on my own under an hour, from assembling to filling to transplanting. While the bigger models, you definitely will need a friend to help you. It takes a long time. It took me about 10 days to set up all four. I didn't work on it for 10 days, like I took a break between each. But yes, it was time consuming, but now it's done, and these should last for at least 20 years, according to Vego Garden. So yes, also the tomato planter is really nice. I can move it around. It has some Scots lovage in it, which is a local indigenous herb that grows in the Maritime and here in the Magdalen Islands. And I think it just adds so much to my garden that my customers can come to the soap shop, come to the garden and see the herbs, the flowers, and the plants that we grow to use in our handmade soaps and cosmetics. It's so nice. We had customers yesterday that were shopping and their husbands were like just sitting in the love seats and almost fall asleep in the garden. It was so cute. I wished I could have taken the picture, but I didn't because, you know, I didn't know them. So I let them relax and enjoy the view, but it was very memorable. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you to grow your own herbs, flowers, botanical, or even your veggies, because these are actually designed for gardeners. So yes, if you would like to purchase them, as I said, the links are down below. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.